Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Harun Mushtaq here from Multan Public School and College for Boys with my video lecture number 5 for O-level students. It has been 2 lectures that I have been teaching this paper reading. In the first lecture we discussed about how to extract, how to get out how to pick out the content points or main points. Then in the second lecture we discussed about summary writing. So only one aspect of this passage, passage A, is left, and this is called this is called the fact and opinion question. This question carries 3 marks. Your first question of this passage A, part A, that is content points. That question carries 12 marks. Then summary writing is of 10 marks, and then this question is of 3 marks. So passage A is of 25 marks. Now what is fact and opinion? Just to give you an example, I want to tell you that I am reading out a sentence. So Mr. Smith is an old man of 50. So there is no ambiguity in this statement. It means it is a fact. Now if by changing just the style of writing, or by adding, or by excluding few words, it can become an opinion. For example, I am reading the opinion of this sentence. Mr. Smith, an old man, appeared to be in his late 50s. So definitely it is an opinion. Now in this case you have been asked to write 3 opinions from 3 different paragraphs. Generally the students they think that they have to write one opinion or 2 paragraphs, one opinion and 2 facts from 1 paragraph, or 2 opinions and 1 fact from 1 paragraph. But this question comes in a variety of ways. Sometimes you are asked to write 3 opinions, sometimes you are asked to write 3 facts, sometimes from 1 paragraph, and sometimes from 2 or even 3 paragraphs. So be ready for this kind of thing, and read the question carefully before attempting it. One thing more, if you are asked to write one opinion or 1 fact from a certain paragraph, so write the right opinion, correct opinion, in the right number of paragraph. If it is mentioned that it is from paragraph 1, then write the fact or the opinion from in the column or in the blank given for paragraph 1. So don't change it, don't create any kind of confusion, otherwise you will be awarded no marks. Then passage B, I told you earlier that passage A is a documentary, where passage B is a kind of story or narrative. This passage B is also of 25 marks. First there are question answers of 16 marks. Then there is vocabulary question. We will discuss it later. This vocabulary question is of 5 marks. And then the last question, meaning and effect, a new introduction, but not so new. I mean, if I'm not wrong, for the last 5 or 6 years, this question carries 4 marks. So first I want to discuss this question answer portion. As the terms that I often use in my classroom, so I use the same terms here, the straightforward answers, or where you can even do lifting of lines. These are very straightforward questions. For example, I am remembering one of the comprehensions. Whom did Ali meet in the market? Ali met Yusuf in the market. So there is no trick or there is no difficulty in answering this question. So these kind of questions are very easy to answer. Before proceeding further, I want to tell you, I maintain this thing that 50% of your success lies in understanding the question. Why? Because sometimes the students, they are very they show casual approach. They just read the question and just they have a glimpse of the key words in the question, and without realizing what the examiner has asked you, they go for the, or they rush for the, rather they rush for the answer. But don't do this. Read the question very carefully and then realize what is the examiner asking you, then go for the answer. So without here I have also an example from one of the past comprehensions. I mean, in that it was about the early forms of money. So the question was something like, how were cowrie shells proved inferior form of money than coins? So instead of writing, again I am reading the question, how were cowrie shells, these are some kind of shells, proved an inferior form of money than coins? So instead of writing the disadvantages or the drawbacks of the cowrie shells, the students start writing the advantages of the coins. Though we have to place it side by side, but the more focus should be given on the inferiority of the cowrie shells, or what is the disadvantages that the cowrie shells have. So this is a very good example of when students, they go for the answer without realizing what the examiner is asking them. So second kind of questions, they are called inference questions or skimming questions. In such questions you don't have any direct or very clear or very vivid reply or answer in the given text. You have to guess, you have to use your intelligence, you have to get a clue from sometimes from one word, or sometimes from a phrase, or sometimes from a line, and then you have to answer such kind of questions that are called skimming questions. They are not apparently very visible, I mean, in the context, as the first kind of questions are present there. The next is own word question. Students, they make plenty of mistakes. Many students, they make mistakes in this question. though this own word is written in bold print in the question paper, so that students can have an idea that they have to answer in their own words, but they just ignore it, or I mean they show a casual approach and they just write I mean the same wording or use the same wording. You can recall to your mind the example that I had given in summary writing, where I told you about the use of own words. That line where I told you about yes, this line, excavating earth is a laborious task. So just identify the keywords here: excavating, then soil, then laborious, then task, and then answer such questions in your own words, or at least try to answer in your own words as far as possible. If you don't have a synonym, or if you cannot explain a word, or if you don't know the meaning of a certain word, and you think that by writing the meaning or explaining it, this question, there is a possibility of I mean writing a wrong answer, so just use that word, but use a synonym, use some other words for other keywords. So again, and this question often carries 2 marks because it is an own word question. It is comparatively a difficult one. Then the fourth kind of questions, they are called one word question. One word. You have to pick one word from the text, or you have to pick sometimes one phrase from the text, or sometimes you have to pick one sentence, sometimes you have to pick 2 consecutive words. So in this case you need to be very careful. If they ask you to write one word from a certain paragraph that gives the impression of this and this, then you must write only one word. Don't write 2 words. If they ask you to write 2 consecutive words, then please write 2 consecutive words. Don't choose the word, I mean one word from line 7 and then another from line 11. Use 2 consecutive words. And if they ask you to write a phrase, then do write a phrase. Don't write a sentence. And if they ask you to write a sentence, then write the sentence. So these are, I mean, the main kinds of questions that you have to encounter while doing this passage B. Then we have this is the question from last question, fact and opinion from passage A. I just want to read it out for you. Read it, paragraph 1, 6 and 7, and give one opinion from each of these paragraphs. So in this case, you see that the examiner is asking you to write 3 opinions and from 3 different paragraphs. So you have to find you have to find the best opinion from the paragraph. Sometimes the students, they just become over smart and they just go for something different, but keep it in mind, you are not showing your intelligence, not your creativity here. Just go for the best opinion, that or best fact, whatever the examiner is asking you, go for the best reply. And second thing that I told you, suppose if you are looking at the paragraph 6 and you find an opinion from there, don't write mistakenly. Definitely it happens mistakenly. Don't write it in this space given in paragraph 1. Otherwise, nowhere in the workshops or in the on the websites it is told to us that the examiners will be lenient or they will award you mark. Definitely they will cross out the answer. So write the correct thing at the right place. Then this is passage A, then this is passage B, and these are the question and answers. So in this particular lecture I am giving you assignment to write answers of all the question and answers. I mean all the questions. You must attempt all the questions and write the answers. Leave this vocabulary question and then meaning and effect question. Inshallah we will discuss it in the next lecture, and then until then, Allah Hafiz. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.